Jill's will be able to help me put together a proposal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
5 o'clock. Councillors and residents in the gallery will hereby open the meeting. Queenstown Council Chambers, Tuesday the 27th of January 2026. In accordance with the Local Government Meeting Procedures Regulation 2025, the public is advised that the proceedings and meetings of Council will be recorded on digital media to assist in the preparation of the minutes and to ensure that a true and accurate account of debate and discussions of meetings are available. All persons attending council meetings as part of the gallery are to behave in a respectful and considerate manner and not engage in conduct or language that could be perceived as offensive, defamatory or threatening towards others. Individuals that do not adhere to this direction may be asked to leave the chamber. Councillors are also reminded that their behaviour is governed by the Local Government Meeting Procedures Regulations 2025, Regulation 49, suspension from meeting. West Coast Council acknowledges the traditional custodians on the land in which we gather today and pay respects to elders past, present and emerging. We have no apologies for the meeting. Declaration of interest. Councillors and staff must declare any peculiar or conflict of interest in any agenda item. Any conflicts of interest, councillors? No conflicts of interest. Okay, we'll keep moving. Okay, item 3926, Strawn Waterfront Community Working Group. The recommendation is that Council 1 endorses 2 councillors to participate on the Waterfront Community Working Group, A, councillor as the group chair and B, a councillor. 2, endorses the following representative to be invited to participate in the Strawn Waterfront Community Working Group to resolve design and operational issues. The purpose to endorse the invitation of expanded industry and community members to participate in the Strawn Waterfront Community Working Group. The summary. The report seeks to provide Council with the opportunity to confirm the participation in the Strawn Waterfront Community Working Group. So the background around that, councillors, is at the January 2026 ordinary meeting of West Coast Council, consideration was given to a report addressing the concerns of a petition submitted to the West Coast Council, which subsequently saw a public meeting held in Strawn on the 8th of January. The report was supporters seeking to activate wharf user consultation. Given the correspondence received just prior to the January ordinary meeting and the need to reflect on the possible expansion of the group to acknowledge the expanded community interest post the petition, public meeting and information session, this report has been prepared. The details there, councillors, as you may read. Does anyone need any further clarification on them details? No? Happy to proceed. So the recommendation proposed below is to add value to the existing Waterfront Advisory Group by expanding to include some additional members so the complexity of the conflicts are resolved to the best possible outcomes for all. So some additions there, councillors. From the original group, I think there was Joanne Kerr and the change in the General Manager, Scott Riley and Aaron. So added to that list. I think most of the others were on the original list. GM, that's correct?
That's correct. Yep. And through Mr Mayor, I'd like to make a note that Jeff Ears has since resigned from Gordon River Cruises and that we would seek from Gordon River Cruises a suitable replacement for that person.
Thank you, General Manager. Traffic access is critical to the working port, however the access will seriously influence changes to the project and this will require community endorsement as it may involve additional accesses being considered. It is intended to reach out to all proposed nominees to test participation availability and date for a meeting in the week commencing the 9th of February 2026. A draft terms of reference and first reading will be tabled for consideration at the time of the meeting considering this report. Okay, councillors, so well, go to the recommendation. As I mentioned earlier, council recommendation endorsing 2 councillors participating in the Stormwater Front Community Group. Councillor A, councillor as a group chair and councillor and B, councillor, endorses the following representatives to be invited to participate in the Stormwater Front Community Working Group to resolve design and operational issues. Someone for discussion purposes, councillor, someone like to move that way, please. Move councillor Graham, seconded councillor Butterfield. Open for discussions, councillors.
Yeah, would I be able to read out a letter that was sent earlier? I don't know whether you've all received it as yet. Would that be all right through you, Chair?
Yes, councillor, you may.
A Mr. Robert Trestrale has sent me a letter. It says, re Stormwater Front Community Working Group. Liz, I'm writing to you in relation to the motion to adopt the Stormwater Front Community Working Group. As the responsibility for the project remains with the General Manager, we recommend that the following amendments to the motion be made. A, delete recommendation 1, that is, remove all councillors from this community working group to eliminate any interference to operations or any attempt to delay progress and maintain total transparency. B, the General Manager should be chairing the group. We strongly recommend these changes be implemented to avoid any conflict and ensure streamlining towards completion. We ask Councillor Hamer to present our requirement to the special meeting scheduled for the 5th of 2nd, 2026. We apologise that this will mean your exclusion from the working group. However, in recognition of your valuable experience of the working report, respectfully suggest that you communicate with the panel members throughout the process and continue to put forward your valued contribution. Yours sincerely, Bob Trestrale, 6 Lynch Street, Strawn, Tasmania.
Okay, councillor.
Through you, Chair, would he be allowed to elaborate on that, or?
I can't see any reason why not. General Manager?
Is he? Yes, he is there, sorry.
Yeah, the reasons for doing that is that I believe that you could be interfering with operations if you have a councillor chairing it, and I believe that if the General Manager is responsible for this project, he should be driving that without any interference so that we can get this thing streamlined as quickly as possible. So if council is out because that's a conflict, you could influence what happens, and especially if somebody chairs it, that would be a problem. So I believe that you need to change it so that the General Manager runs this. You've put him in charge of it, that's what he's there for. He's capable of doing it. He wants to run it, stay out of it. So no councillors on there at all. I think that's not having an offence at you. I just think if you could be influencing it and then breaching the condition that you're interfering with operations.
Councillors, any comments? I guess one thing I'd like to just comment on is that the original group, this is an addition to the original group that was set up, and these recommendations have come forward from the General Manager. So he was the one that put forward that the chair should be a councillor, given that the last committee had a chair, or the committee that is existing is chaired by a councillor at the moment. And to say that we're still for the process, that would be incorrect, because the General Manager still has the operational side and still needs to deal with the operations of that.
I believe the thing was chaired by Kira Spencer.
That's not
No.
correct.
No, it was chaired by myself.
Yes.
Well, therefore you're in conflict, you're in breach then when you're doing it. So,
How am I in breach?
Yeah, how?
because you could influence it.
No, it's a special meeting of a special committee of council, and the councillors need to be the chair of that meeting, a special meeting of special committee of
Definitely you
council.
don't need to have a special committee. You could do this without it, and that's a choice.
Well, then there's no decision, the community cannot make a decision on behalf of council if it's not a special
We
meeting.
can't. But
No, no, you
we're
can't.
expressing our views and our concerns. And if we're gonna keep putting our head against the back on the wall,
You're not,
because you're gonna put barriers in front of us and doing this and moving,
Yeah, I might just stop you there,
no,
Testrals, because we need to lay out the rules of the meeting procedures 2015. The meeting procedures say if it's a committee of council, it has to be chaired by a councillor or the mayor. The person who's in charge of the operations cannot chair that committee because you are the one advising him how you want the money spent. So he would be the one actually in conflict. Now, just to lay out exactly what the role of the chair and the deputy chair is, it's not to provide advice in any way, shape or form, all right? It is to simply chair the forum. And then we take that advice from the forum and we feed it back through this table here to approve the funding. That's all the chair does. It doesn't afford its own advice. It doesn't afford its own input. The chair is the chair. That's all it is. Their role is to chair the whole proceedings. That's it.
Yes, and
you really don't need to have this special committee. You could just have a group, a working group. You don't have, no, it's a choice. You've got a choice. But you've decided to register this as part of it. You don't need to.
we do, because we want to get this action in quickly, and that way you as a special committee of council can make some decisions on behalf of council. And then that committee reports back to council some of them decisions. If we don't have that and it's only your group, then them decisions have to come to council and we have to approve them in a council meeting, which has to be at a council meeting. This way it's a quicker process that special committee can make some decisions on behalf of council and then report back to council. If it's not a special meeting, it can't be done.
By setting the procedures and setting a budget limit.
Yes.
By 2 now.
And I have replied to your letter explaining that, that part of this is what is asked for in the Act.
Yeah, but I don't believe you need this. I don't believe that you need to have this committee. And because whatever you decide at still has to go back to council anyway.
No, some of them decisions can be made by the special committee. That's why we've put that in place. As long as the general manager is okay with the spend, then they can make a decision on behalf of the council and then report that back, the decision they've made.
There's a lot of decisions that the general manager can make.
There is, but there's some that he cannot
And then
make.
before you rubber stamp it, it should come back to council.
There are some things that he can make. If it's inside the budget, he can make that decision himself. But there may be some other things outside the budget that you as a special committee or the special committee can make on behalf of council and then report that back. But of course, the general manager will also have his say as part of that to make sure that it's inside what council can afford.
But our problem is we fear that this is going to stifle it.
Well, it won't stifle it, it'll make it a quicker process.
So you mentioned that there's going to be a chair from the council, but you haven't mentioned who these people are.
No, we have to vote on that.
Right,
We've got to vote on them councillors to go in, that'll be done tonight as well.
right. So do we have a choice on that? Do we have any say?
No, it'll be councillors around the table will vote on who is the council representatives on that committee.
Through you, Chair, just to let you know, Brian Gardner did not want to be part of that committee.
Sorry, through you, Chair. Brian came and saw me 2 days ago and marked his intention that he did want to be part of this group.
So the original one he wasn't, but that's why we've gone out again to ask these people if they'd be willing to be part of this new
Okay, all right.
this change in committee, so that we can make sure that we get everyone around that table in that committee that needs to be there.
And through you, Chair, I would decline to go on that group because I would find that a conflict of interest, only for the fact that I work at the wharf as well. So if I can...
Fine, councillor, no, that's fine. That's why we're going to vote on councillors again.
Yep.
We need councillors to put their hand up who would like to go on the committee. If we only get 2 councillors, then we're good. If we get more than 2, then we need to have a ballot with regard to that.
Can we, I know this sounds a bit mean, but can we have somebody that the group might like to have on the committee? Because if you've got somebody on that the group doesn't like, it's not going to work. I'm being honest here, being frank.
Sorry, that's not,
I'm just putting it
that's
out
not a
there.
decision
That's
that you
what's
can
gonna
make.
happen. I can see what's going to happen.
It'll be the peers around here and that'll make that decision on who
I
represents
just
the
hope they
council.
take that into account when they make that decision.
So, councillors, we, we're going to have to vote first.
You've got to seek nominations, Mr.
Yes.
Mayor.
So have we got any nominations from the councillors who would wish to be on the, this Strawn Waterfront Community Working Group?
I just want to make it clear, I can't, I'm sorry, but I don't feel I can add the value. I think somebody who knows the port ops a bit better, I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Sorry, through you, Chair, I just want to clarify, are we talking about the representatives in the list or are we talking about councillors?
Councillors.
Where are we at? Because I'm a bit confused, we're jumping.
So we need nominations for councillors on the committee. So we've got 2 positions for councillors. We need a nomination for councillors that wish to be
I
part of
would
that.
like to see 2 strong councillors on the working group.
Well, it's up to the strong councillor if they wish to put their hand up, so.
Thanks, nice handball, hello.
I'd like to nominate Lindsay Newman, being a fisherman himself, knowing the background of Strawn. Would you accept, Lindsay, through you, Chair?
Yes, that's fine, councillor.
Um,
Accept, Lindsay?
yes, I would.
Thank you. I'd like to nominate the Deputy Mayor to be part of that group. He's an ex-Strawn person as well, with a fair bit of knowledge around the history of Strawn as well, probably more than a lot of other people. Given his background, his childhood was there and then left and then come back to Queenstown, so I'd like to nominate the Deputy Mayor.
I'll accept.
Any other nominations in councillors?
Run like the wind.
Yep,
What about
I think you've got your team here. Yep. That's all you need.
happy councillors? Okay, so councillor Newman and councillor Butterfield are the 2 representatives for the Strawn Water.
You've got to nominate one of those to chair.
We will now, yes, now we need to nominate one of them for chair.
I'd like to nominate Lindsay, if you'd accept. It's out there for other councillors too.
You're putting a lot of pressure on whoever happens to be the chair, I'll be quite honest with you. But yes, I have got a significant background in the fishing industry. And I have not said a lot around this table at present, and I will be taking everything into consideration. And I can guarantee you that, whether it be good or bad. I'm quite happy to accept the position if.
Good on you. Well done.
And no disrespect.
No, that's fine. I'm happy for Lindsay, Councillor Newman to be chair. I also feel, I do have some experience and knowledge around Strawn. Strawn was home, but I also feel that through a lot of this process, I've kept impartial, and I think that I have the ability to take concerns, feedback from everybody, take that respectfully, and work with that feedback with the working group. As I've had some conversations with some of these people on these lists before, and feel that I have the ability to have the respectful conversation, take on the feedback, and work with the group and the chair to get these issues and the Strawn Waterfront back operational and all the issues resolved as fast as we can.
So are you,
Yeah, I'm
would
happy.
you like to be nominated as chair as well, or are you happy for Lindsay?
I'm happy for Lindsay to be chair.
Okay, all right. You happy, Lindsay?
Yep.
Congratulations then.
Well,
Okay, so any other discussions on the matter, councillors?
Need to vote on that.
Yes, we need to vote. If there's no other, yes, councillor McKay.
Are we just talking about item 1 or are we talking about the?
No, well, we're only endorsing the following representatives as well in that table, so if there's any, if there's any comment on any of the personnel in the invitations, yes.
Through you, Chair, would like to question, the members of the Petunia Group, the Huon and Tassau, all being Hobart-centric, whether that is the best option for this group, whether they should be more, West Coast orientated members.
Good point, councillor, and I guess that's something which we can probably address, that rather than put the representatives' names there, we reach out to them three groups and find a local or their local site manager, I guess.
Just to add on that, with them three representatives of Aquaculture Farms, do they have any direct interest in that area at all?
Yes.
Yep.
Through you, Chair,
Yeah.
yes.
So I think just to change that slightly, then we, rather than have the names of them representatives, we have, we reach out and find out who their site managers are in Strawn and invite them to the committee. It's probably your councillor. They were on the first group. I'm not sure whether any of them turned up.
They
No,
declined.
yeah, so I think you've got a point there, councillor. Thank you for that.
And may that work in your business representatives also? Your Gordon River Cruises representative may be transient because you have a changeover of staff. Also with your World Heritage Cruises, you could have Guy Grinding and also Billy, who's been very active with her submissions and articulate, that it could be fluid with those meetings, who's got the best skills to attend.
Thank you, councillor. Well, we can probably put a representative there rather than the name.
That's a good idea. Guy couldn't make it and he's busy at the moment too, so he may not be able to make it.
Yeah, I think it's fair to have that person or their representative as a proxy on the time of the meetings, because for various reasons sometimes people can't attend.
Yep.
But it's important to have representation from all those people.
And that's probably something that the once the group starts their first meeting, something they can put in place as part of their meeting standards, etc.
Yep.
So
And through you, Chair, with that list, I identified that there's not really any construction experience, and whether that was a consideration.
I think the general manager thought that his experience, given, and we've also got Mr. Norton also on the committee.
Through you, Mr Mayor, we actually have an engineer on the committee.
Yeah.
And Aaron
As a representative, so in terms of that experience, you'll note there in the recommendation that it says construction lead. Yep.
Okay, so we're endorsing the following representatives. So just a couple of changes there, rather than the representative names for Petuna, Huon and Tassau CEOs, that we change that just to representatives from their groups.
Through you, Chair, we could possibly, I think Mr Brian Gardner's resigned from the Recreational Fishermen's Association. Maybe Mr Fab would be the better contact?
No, I think, well, Brian, we could leave Brian as a
Leave
community
Brian.
representative
Yep.
if he's not a member of given that he has shown some interest to be part of that committee as well.
Yep.
It's just another avenue for community, I guess. Okay.
Excuse me,
Yes.
Mayor. Just as a matter of procedure, generally when you have committees, you have, you don't really vote on the membership, and I feel like we're kind of voting on the membership versus these are people that we will approach to participate. So I just wanted to confirm that we're not voting on the membership.
No.
And that we won't be coming back as people are added and subtracted, that
It says there, endorse the following. We're not voting on it, we're only endorsing
To be
Okay.
invited to.
to be invited to participate. So there's a difference there in that wording, that we're not voting on them people, we're just inviting them to participate in the committee. Because we need to get this committee up and running as quickly as possible. As we said, the 9th of February will be their first meeting, because we need to get this, the community support back behind this project, and there's a lot of things they want changed in that project, and we need to make sure that's moved forward as quickly as possible. Okay, any other discussions, councillors?
Yeah, I think maybe you need to add to that the GM and the chair set the procedures for the meetings,
Yes,
because you're going to have to round them off before the first meeting.
yes.
And through you, Chair, if any other councillor wants to be on it, we didn't say we'd just have 2. You can have 3 or 4, or everyone can. It's whoever else.
Well, we've only said 2, but,
Two.
but other councillors can, talk to the 2 councillors and put their, if they've got anything they want brought up at the meeting, they can go through them 2 councillors. We don't need, community is the main thing behind this, it's not councillors. We just need to make sure that we set the committee up as per the Act, so that we've got all our I's dotted and T's crossed, so that we can make sure that this committee can have some say and report back to council. Okay.
I'm sure as a councillor on that committee, along with the chair, Lindsay, that we will maintain open transparency and communication as fast as we can back to this is where we're at, this is what we're doing, so everybody is in the picture. So there's no surprises from anyone.
Which is probably one thing that we lacked in the last committee. There wasn't any feedback to councillors apart from the letter that's in this report. It's the first I've seen it. So thank you, councillors. Okay. So who moved it? It was moved Councillor Graham and second Councillor Butterfield. We'll put that to a vote. All those in favour?
Right.
Against? Carried. Thank you, councillors. Okay. Now I've got to go right to the... So matters for closed meeting. The recommendation is that items 40, 26 and 41, 26 discussed by council in closed session. Someone like to move that way, please. Move Councillor McKay, seconded Councillor Jordan. Put that to a vote. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good result.
Time. Thank you, and you'll certainly be getting some good results, hopefully.
Yeah.